Alright, we potentially am going back to the place where I gave my life to Christ back in '04. So this is talking 7 years ago. I actually never went back to that church, not because I didn't like it, I have my own church, but this is the place where I heard that speaker speak. I think this is the place. If not, we can... Well, I guess we can edit it so when we do. Well,
we can't really.
Well, now I just said it. You can't edit it, but let's just say this is the place where I gave my life to Christ. This church where I heard that awesome speaker, Ian McCormack, Kiwi guy actually, 7 years ago. So pretty interesting, pretty special moment. My brother comes. So I'm watching Neighbours. Very important to let you know that I'm watching Neighbours. You know, as my 6:30 routine back in the day. And my brother comes home from uni, and he goes, "Hey Jam, you gotta come and check this guy out.
Dropped the camera.
You gotta come hear this speaker. He's gonna be speaking at this church tonight. He came by at uni today to talk to a few of us, and he's got a really great story, really great testimony. He actually, you know, he was telling me, my brother was telling me how this guy actually had the death experience. He died, and during his death, he actually came face to face with God, literally, and then God gave him a second chance. And I was like, whoa, that's a pretty intense story. So I was like, but at the same time, I'm like, this is year 12, I've got homework. I'm not sure if you know, I can, because I was a study nerd. I was pretty
He still is.
Intense in my studies back in high school, wanting to get that 99.95. Not really. No, I wasn't that Asian. But I was like, but you know, I was about to open my math to make the excuse I've got probably, you know, homework. And as I did, I just realised I don't have homework. I realised, and this is rare for a normal night in year 12. Like, you usually have some form of homework.
It's very rare for an Asian not to have homework.
Yeah, or extra, you know, tuition crap. I realised, wow, this is actually very peculiar. This one night I don't have homework to do, so technically I can go to this talk. And so like, I mean, very intriguing. I do want to hear it, but at the same time, I'm feeling a bit lazy. I don't want to. So I just want to stay home.
Sounds like.
At the same time, it'll be an interesting story. Hear someone, talk about his, face-to-face encounter with God. That's pretty cool. So at the end of I decided, let's go. Let's hear this speaker. And sat in this auditorium, this church auditorium, not nice, nice new funky auditorium space, and yeah, this guy called Ian McCormack, a Kiwi guy, shared with us his testimony, his story about how, and I'll give you his mini testimony in the middle of mine, but pretty much he was a non-Christian, one of those live life to the max surfies with not a care in the world, just live it to the max, do whatever you want, makes you feel good, blah blah, those type of guys. Surfing in Bali, gets stung by not one but a couple of box jellyfish, kills him. He goes to hospital, declared dead. Now during his death, he found himself in a place of nothingness, literally nothingness, like no light, no feeling of love or anything, nothing. And he realised he's in hell. Even though he's not a Christian, he realised, okay, this is hell. Then suddenly force of light just boom exploded and appeared in front of him, light, and with waves of love hitting him, and just boom. He describes it as it was the most pure and loving thing I've ever felt. And not a passion, not a romantic love. It was beyond this world's love. And he knew, even though he wasn't a Christian, this must be God I'm facing. Pretty much, God told him a few things, and said pretty much he's going to give him a second chance in life, and use his life to declare what he's seen, declare God, who God is. So woke up a couple of hours later, I think, when they were signing his foot or something, take him to the morgue or whatever. Would have probably freaked out the people. Anyway, that's his testimony. Back to my testimony. So I heard this story, and yes, it was pretty powerful and pretty amazing. But it wasn't so much that story that I guess that impacted me. It was more the way I felt something was speaking to me on a deeper level, on a soul level. And you know, like he spoke for a while. He spoke, I reckon, an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours. And normally, I mean, you see it in lectures. You know, you switch off or you phase out every 20 minutes or so. And I remember just being glued to whatever he was saying for that whole time without phasing out at all. So I knew something was speaking to me, not on the head level, but on the heart level. It was really impacting me. I mean, his story was great and it was amazing, but it was something beyond what he was just saying that was speaking to me. I felt really convicted in the heart. Really, something was tugging at my heart. And so at the end of that guy's talk, he asked for anyone who would like to become a Christian or commit their lives to Jesus. And at that point, and these are always one of those awkward points. It's like it's one of those awkward. Even for those that are really inspired and really on fire and just want to say yes, it's like, whoa, I don't want to do it from all these people. It's it's embarrassing. And certainly me, I'm an introvert. I'm pretty shy. Back then I was quite
jam shy.
Yes. So I was inspired to do it. I was definitely wanting to make a decision, but in terms of physically going up there in front of all these people, I was 30%, sure, 30%. I was like, I'm not sure if I can do it in front of all these people. It's really, embarrassing. Maybe I don't know why it's embarrassing. Like everyone there is, Christian, obviously, or at least a lot of them are. So anyway, so I mulled over it for a few seconds. It probably ended up being a minute. Now normally what's interesting also is that speakers usually wait, if they're generous, a minute, because waiting 60 seconds for a response from people is actually a fair bit of time when you think about it.
Yeah.
And normally after that they'll okay, no worries, come to me afterwards if you want to talk more about it. So but this guy seemed to be waiting a bit more than a minute, as if he was expecting God to do something.
Just drop the camera.
Because I accelerated, that's why. So this speaker was, he waited, that bit more extra time. Like it just felt like he was like, I think he knew that something was going to go down. And I was like sitting there on 30%, certainty of, wanting to do it. And then the moment happened. The moment where that 30%, something clicked in me, and it's been 100%. And I remember just turning to my brother slowly, and he was sitting beside me, and I was like, "Hey, bro, can you come up and can you come up with me?" Because I was still quite shy and didn't want to go up myself. And my brother's a Christian by that time. He became a Christian at university with a group called Student Life, which is epic.
We'll put the website there or whatever.
Oh yeah, you know how some people do click on the website.
Yeah, we'll put that right here. Look at right here.
Are you sure you can do it? Right. Better. I don't know how to do it. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Anyway, so back to what I was saying. Yes, my brother. So there he goes. Yeah, I'll go up with you. And so got up, down the middle of the aisle, walked up to the stage. And I remember when I was walking up, my feet felt heavy, but at the same time it was light. It was heavy but light. It's hard to describe that feeling. It was almost I was being led as well. I was being led. Something inside me was like taking the steps for me. It was an interesting feeling. And so I got up to the front, and I was like, "This is it." Past the point of no return, so to speak. I can't like run out. This guy's like, "This is it." And
he can't actually run to begin with, so that would be pretty hard. Dude, I'm faster than you. After we've done all this, we're gonna have after we've done our 2 testimony videos, we're gonna have a next.
I don't even think I need to prove this. We all know I'm faster.
No, okay. We're gonna have a race because I'm a lot fitter than this guy. And I'm carrying a lot of weight. It's on, brother.
It's on.
It's on.
Back to the story.
The DNJ Connection Olympics.
So all right. So now I'm at the stage. I'm on the stage, and the speaker Ian, he goes to me, Jeremy. Before I pray this prayer with you, I want to make sure you know all about the gospel. You know the nuts and bolts of what the gospel is all about. And he asked me, do you know? And I go, well, actually, yeah, I do. I've been at church a couple of years now. I've actually been at youth group even longer than that. I've always known what the gospel is and what it involves, but I never wanted to commit it in my heart. I was just too much pride in my heart to say I want to give my life over to God. So I told him, yeah, I know the gospel. I've just been I've never wanted to, in my own volitional will, accept God as my Lord and Savior. I wanted myself to be my own Lord, and I realized now this is much more greater, much more. It's beyond me, in my physical self, and I do need someone that's going to be there beyond what we have in this physical world, beyond this 70, 80 years or whatever we have in this world. And so I told him that, and he goes, well, that's fantastic, and which is really good, because I think it's important for whoever's up there to make sure the person who wants to give their life to Christ to know exactly about the gospel, because there's a lot of people that just say, yeah, I do, and an emotional kind of hysteria, and they don't know much about the gospel and what it involves, and they accept kind of blindly in a sense. Anyway, so now this part where it gets really intense. I still remember the moments and details. So he puts his hand on my shoulder like this, and I didn't do that thing. No.
Oh, okay.
And brother puts his hand on my other shoulder, like that. No, I didn't do that. And so Ian, the speaker, goes, all right, Jeremy, I want you to repeat after me the prayer of salvation. I go, cool, yep, I'll do it. And so I remember him saying, God, thank you for bringing Jam to this place in his life where he can make the decision. Lord, we ask that you speak to him now and hear his prayer, and speak to me now, hear my prayer. Lord, Jeremy's he's acknowledged his sins and he's sorry for living a life that is his own life, his own self-life without you in it. He's sorry for the sins he has done in his life, and I'm sorry for my sins in my life. Lord, will you come into his life, wash his slate clean? I remember asking, Lord, come into my life. And after that, I felt this energy, this wave, this force of not a romantic love, not a I love chocolate love.
The way you love Michael Jackson.
Not even a I love Michael Jackson love. That's pretty intense. But this is beyond that. This is like this unconditional love that it's out of this world love that just came into my body, just went zoom, seeped in. This warmth of this love just went zoom, came in.